Hi there everybody, happy Saturday and welcome to New RPG News. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, from the Dragon Quest III news, to some Metaphor, to some new Trails series, to even maybe a Sonic RPG, as well as some revivals of some really old games, like we're talking 15, 20 something years old games that are coming back for us, and they're good ones too, and I do think that is worth the sub as I try my hardest to hit 100,000 subs by the end of this year, and with your help and your like and your sub, I do think that I can get there. So, starting us off, we are on my Twitter page because it's my news show, and that's where I wanted to start, so there we go. Anyway, Sack Chief here, he shared some scans from the weekly issue of Famitsu, and he was talking about the world map and how it kind of looked similar and things like that, as well as some additions insofar as what might be carried over if you play Dragon Quest III and then you play 1 and 2 later on. So some things that I discovered looking at the map was a brand new island right here between Eliahan, that's Eliahan down there, and then South America over there. There's this island right there that wasn't there before in the original game. Now, it could just be Luzami that has been moved up. It used to be kind of like the tip of South America, kind of like where Tierra del Fuego was, but they may have moved it up just to make it easier to find. It could be a brand new island. Also, over here, I scanned this with Google Lens, and it says, at the same time as the release of this work was announced, it was also revealed that the HD 2D version of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 will be released in 2025. In the original, the shocking truth was revealed by playing 1, 2, and 3 in that order. But in the HD 2D version, by playing 1 and 2 after 3, a new truth will be revealed. It seems like a surprise is waiting for us. Look forward to more updates. So a new truth will be revealed. A new storyline, perhaps? Maybe a new ending? Maybe a new bonus dungeon? We don't know, but there's something there that's going to be revealed. Also, if we look back here at Sack Chief's post, there's something else that I wanted to show you. If you look right there, where my mouse is pointing, there's an island right off the coast of Romilly that wasn't in there in the original version of the game. So there is an additional island right there. There are these 3 islands that were there, and then that additional island right there. So that could also be something. And there's that island that I was talking about earlier. Again, there's this little box right here covering it up, so Luzami could still be down there, or it could be a brand new island. We don't know, but it's very exciting just to postulate nonetheless. Still over on the Twitter, I am on Stealth's page, and he's saying that Hironobu Sakaguchi is basically confirming that Fantasian will be receiving a physical edition. Now I'm even more excited. Hey, girl, same. I'm more excited. So this is Sakaguchi's original post. Using Google Translate, it says, and what you get after the main event is the golden box. There's something really joyful about the packaging. That is what Fantasian is most looking forward to. And he's showing this golden box, and I'm wearing my golden shirt because of the golden box. All that glitters is gold. Why not? And this is the box for Dawn Trail. So he's basically saying, hey, Dawn Trail got this great box. Maybe Fantasian will get that too. Also, speaking of Fantasian, we have a preliminary picture, kind of placeholder thingamajigger, happening over here on Play Asia. I will include a link to this down in the video description if you want to go ahead and order a physical edition on Play Asia. Looks like it's $60 right here. They don't have any sort of, nothing. No collector's editions have been announced yet, so maybe you might want to hold off on this to see if we will be getting that collector's edition. We don't know, but at least if worst comes to worst, we can get a physical over on Play Asia. Moving on over to Kickstarter, this is something that I came across that I thought was really cool, and there is a demo of this available if you do want to check it out. This is Tako no Himitsu, a Game Boy Advance inspired RPG adventure. I think it has a subtitle, Ocean of Secrets. Okay, there we go. It says, follow 6 heroes and their octopus companions on a journey to save the world, featuring music from Motoi Sakuraba, who did Golden Sun. So yeah, it is Golden Sun inspired, and oh good god, Masanori Hikichi as well is doing the music, and it looks like he's probably going to reach his goal right here, but with your help he could probably do even better. His goal is $54,000. He has raised $49,000 thus far. This is a sequel or spiritual successor to his previous game, which was called Saving Mr. Taco, which I did review back in the day, which I actually really enjoyed. It was more of like a Metroidvania, Kirby sort of thing happening right there, but it was a lot of fun. It says, "We already have a fully functional PC demo of our RPG that you can try right now. It offers roughly 1.5 hours of playtime, letting you explore 2 chapters with their own locations and characters. While it's still a work in progress, we hope that it already gives you a good idea of the vision behind Tako no Himitsu. Try the demo here. This is an action RPG made as a tribute to the Game Boy Advance era of gaming. Embark on a quest to save the world consumed by the shadows of its past. Play as 6 different characters and uncover their stories and traumas as you explore a troubled land beset by shadow monsters. Befriend and train magical octopuses to aid you in real-time combat and puzzles, and strategize to gain advantage against your enemies." And then it says, yeah, the game is coming to Switch. Physical rewards will be fulfilled by Pix and Love. More information can be found in the rewards section. So yeah, this is quite a nice reward, if I do say so myself. Coming to the Switch, looks like an art book, various character picture cards and whatnot, little keychain, looks like probably a soundtrack right here, sticker sheet. The game looks really, really nice. This is something that I saw, that I really do believe in, that I am definitely going to have to back myself. The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 is coming west in early 2025. Return to the Calvard Republic and unravel the mystery of the Crimson Beast. This is going to be released on the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC via Steam, Epic Game Store, and GOG early 2025. We don't have a release date, we just know sometime early in the year. No longer threatened by the mafia organization Almada, the people of Calvard have returned to their peaceful lives. But one day, a shocking series of murders involving a mysterious Crimson Beast sets the world's wheels of fate in motion once again. Various factions spring into action, both those who abide by the law to uncover the truth, and those looking to capitalize on any new developments whenever possible, no matter how sinister. With chaos once again looming on the horizon, the Spriggan Van Arkwright, figure it out, receives an unexpected visitor, prompting his own investigation. Who's behind the murders and what's their goal? The sands of time bring old and new faces together for this thrilling second installment in the Trails Through Daybreak saga. I cannot wait for this. The Legend of Heroes Kai no Kaseki Farewell O Zamuria details Trails of Cold Steel series returning characters. Rin, Altina, Crow, Fee, and Toa are going to be the ones returning right here. And you just get to see the pictures. You know, it gives you some background information on the various characters and what they're going to be up to. I don't want to get that into the details on it, you know. You can see that Zin is there as well, because it is in Calvard. There's Altina. Something that I noticed as I was going through these photographs, oh look, there's Kevin. So Kevin is back too. He was a protagonist of 3rd chapter in Trails in the Sky. Something that I noticed going through these characters is the way that Falcom ages characters is to just grow their hair longer. That's it. People don't get haircuts in Zamuria. It's like, oh, Fee is older, longer hair. Oh, Crow is older, let's get him scraggly hair, you know, to kind of bushy hair right there. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. Look at Toa, you know. Oh, Toa's older, let's let her hair go down. You know, okay, whatever. So it's just kind of like a little interesting thing right there. Oh, who was that? Mint, I think? Isn't that her name? Mint, I want to say. She was like an NPC or whatever back in the Cold Steel series. She was like an engineerish person, I believe. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny. Oh look, Rin is older. He doesn't own a brush, so just kind of interesting. Metaphor ReFantasio Atlas exclusive introduces the story, setting, and characters, as well as new companions. Neres and Juna have been introduced. Basically, they went and they released a video that's like 20 something minutes long, so obviously I can't cover all of that here, but if you'd like to watch the video, it is out there on the Atlas showcase. Again, this is releasing for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC on October 11th. I am kind of upset at myself because I tried my hardest to get the collector's edition of this game and couldn't get it, and it's still sold out, and I'm still pissed about it, and I really want it. So everything that they've covered in the in this article is mostly stuff that they've covered before, and as you can see, it's extraordinarily long, except for right here, the 2 new companions. These are the newest details, and I've made videos in the past going over everything that there is to see in Metaphor. So if you want some further explanation on Metaphor, you can go back and you can search my channel for those videos. So the first new character is Neris. It says, "Of course, the party needs legs that will take them around the wilderness to fight in the campaign. Those legs are the Gauntlet Runner, and Neris is its pirate. Pirate. He was originally a Gauntlet Runner designer for the royal family. He's a man of unique traits whose only interest seems to be the knowledge of Gauntlet Runners, but he's also a lively figure who brings a cheerful mood to the trip, not being easily discouraged by the serious problems that could trouble the others. Although he does not take part in dungeon combat, he is one of the key supporters of the protagonist and others on their journey, awakening the gunner archetype in the protagonist. Also, bonding with him may cause a change in the Gauntlet Runner himself. Then there's Juna. She's a songstress, known to have the most beautiful voice in the kingdom. She's even more famous than the royal family, despite the lack of modern media in the world. Juna, in fact, has an unexpectedly important background, and she too awakens another archetype, the masked dancer, and later joins the protagonists in their journey." So yeah, again, there's a lot of information right here on Metaphor. So if you really want to deep dive into this, I would highly suggest watching this showcase. The Game Boy Advance shoot-'em-up RPG Sigma Star Saga is coming to modern consoles and PC in 2025, coming to us by Limited Run Games. This first came out in 2005 for the Game Boy Advance. I played it and I really enjoyed it because it reminded me a lot of another older game that I played and enjoyed as a kid called The Guardian Legend back on the NES, which had like space shooter sections and then more like top-down Zelda sort of stuff going on. It was a lot of fun, and this was what I could say almost like a spiritual successor to that. It says, "Featuring a unique mix of top-down planetary exploration and side-scrolling shoot-'em-up space battles, Sigma Star Saga casts players as the Allied Earth Federation pirate Ian Wrecker, who infiltrates the alien Krill Empire as a double agent in a last-ditch effort to save mankind from their onslaught. To do so, Wrecker must work with both humans and the Krill, exploring 6 planets utilizing an ever-expanded set of tools and abilities, and jumping into the cockpit to engage enemy forces in intense shoot-'em-up style combat using more than 70 different gun data items. Gorgeous pixel art graphics, epic boss battles, and a twist-filled story with multiple endings await." I played this back in the day, I really enjoyed it, and I do think that you will too. At the beginning of this news show, I promised you multiple older games coming out. We have a banger of a one coming out now. Joan of Arc for the PSP, one of the best games on the PSP. It is basically like, it's a tactical RPG, Final Fantasy Tactics, in that same vein, but it's made by Level 5, and it's absolutely gorge. It is so good. If you haven't played it, highly recommend it. You play as Joan of Arc and her little friends, but she has like little magical powers and all that kind of stuff, so it's like a reimagining of the story, and like a demon takes over the King of France and everything. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm a history buff, so any kind of like RPG that like mixes history together, I'm all about it. Also, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is coming out on the PlayStation Plus as well as Summoner from the PS2. That's craptastic, but whatever. Joan of Arc entered the 15th century as France and England battled during the 100 Years' War. A mysterious and powerful armlet appears on the wrist of a young crusader named Jean, or Joan, whatever. Commanded by an oracle from above, Joan wears an armlet to turn back the dark invading army to save her homeland once and for all. Experience Joan of Arc, originally released on the PSP, enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters. Again, if you haven't played this one, be sure to play it. It is not stuck on a portable any longer. It is on PS4 and PS5. Well, we went retro with the Game Boy Advance and the PSP, but now we're going to go back to the Game Boy Color with retro-style adventure RPG Veritas launching for the PC on July 22nd. It says, "This is a colorful adventure with the pixel-perfect aesthetic of a Game Boy Color title. Journey into the dark chambers of the God of Shadows, Veritas, and uncover the secrets hidden within his castle. Face monsters and mysteries lurking around every corner as you collect resources and equipment to survive. Prepare to leave camp, navigate the castle's lonely halls, and reveal the secrets dwelling within the throne room. Overcome numerous dangers lurking in every corner of the castle's hallowed halls. Use the weapons and tools at your disposal to defeat monsters and decipher puzzles that hinder your quest. It's given me a lot of like Final Fantasy Adventure vibes, if you know what I mean. It looks a lot of fun, Zelda sort of vibes, you know, Link's Awakening, that sort of stuff. So if you're into retro RPGs, retro games like I am, then you do want to check this one out too. Another day, another Touhou game. We're getting these all the time lately, it seems. Touhou Spell Carnival coming west in 2024. This is a bullet hell strategy RPG coming out for the PS4, PS5, and Switch. It's going to be available both physically and digitally, featuring Japanese voiceovers with English, French, and Spanish subtitles. Right now, you can't actually look at the standard and limited editions. You can't actually purchase them, but if you wanted to, you can go to the website, and wish listing is available on the Idea Factory online store for these. So you can't buy them, you can wish list them right now. Gensokyo, a remote land isolated from the outside world where humans and yokai live side by side. One day, the shrine maiden of the Hakurei Shrine, Reimi Hakurei, spots mysterious pillars towering over various locations throughout Gensokyo. These pillars signal the start of the Spell Carnival, a festival hosted by Yukari Yakumo, where one must put their spell cards on the line in battle. In order to investigate the true intentions of Yukari Yakumo, who initiated the Spell Carnival so suddenly, Reimi Hakurei joins to fight for the spell cards. Like, it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have the last names. Why do they have to have the last names in all these? Can't they just put the first names? It would be so much quicker, so much easier for you. But anyway, this is a bullet hell shoot-'em-up strategy RPG. It says battle in a grid system with a unique blend of real-time strategy elements and bullet hell madness. I don't know if this is really my thing, but I'm bringing it up because it might be your thing. Hone your strategy skills by moving characters to grid-specific areas, grazing enemy bullets, and unleashing special skills in one simultaneous, action-packed battle. I remember there were some games like this back on the PSP, part of that, what did they call it? It was, like the Sting RPGs. I think it was like the Heaven Trilogy or something like that. And there was one, I think it was Knights in the Nightmare, actually. It just came to me. I think it was Knights in the Nightmare that had a bullet hell strategy RPG thing, and I tried to play it back in the day. Not a fan. Death End Request Code Z coming to the West in 2025. This is a roguelike RPG entry into the series, coming out for the PS4, PS5, and Switch, available both physically and digitally. It says, this is a thrilling RPG in which a group of young people traverse the world tainted by bugs, death threatening them at every turn as they confront mysteries and danger. A new protagonist, again, first and last names. They have to put the freaking last names. Sayaka Hiwatari enters the story of parallel universes where she's unable to decipher who's a friend or who's a foe. Iris was born, this is very English. Iris was born in World DE1, a world that mirrors Earth in the 2000s. With her birth, a series of tragic loops was set in motion, which were gradually unraveled by the efforts of Arata Mizunashi and his team. With her goodwill restored, Iris created a copy of World DE1 named World DE 1.5. Here, feuds gave way to friendship, each person a perfect cog in a perfect world, but a new crisis threatens the peace. A mysterious man has entered the fray, and he leads a group of people who look identical to the world's former heroes. Our new hero, Sayaka Hiwatari, confronts the rising chaos where friends and foes seem impossible to distinguish. And so the battle with another world enters a new phase. I've never gotten into these Death End Request games, or really any kind of game that's kind of like dark and death and mysterious and gruesome and gory. That's not my thing. I like bright, happy, upbeat games. Gung Ho Online Entertainment announces Disney Pixel RPG for iOS and Android. This is a free-to-play pixel mobile RPG due out this year worldwide. It says it's going to be coming out in 18 different countries, multiple different languages. Pre-registration is now available in the App Store and Google Play. It says, this is an RPG where you go on adventures with pixel art versions of Disney characters. Classic characters like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck appear, Pooh, Aladdin, Ariel, Baymax, and Stitch. I don't know who they are. Aurora, Maleficent, and other fan favorites join the fun as well. Dive into a never-before-seen Disney world where familiar characters get new looks themed around rhythm games, board games, and various other genres. The game worlds that Disney characters call home has suddenly been invaded by strange programs resulting in chaos. Previously isolated game worlds have become connected, causing unexpected encounters between characters and throwing them into confusion. Take on the role of a player of these games and enjoy Disney characters as you embark on an epic quest across multiple game worlds to restore order. Kind of reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts. Like, seriously? Like, I don't know. And these two games, these two people, they must be from the fake Disney movies. As far as I'm concerned, if a Disney movie doesn't have singing and it doesn't have like real animation, it's a fake one. So I just don't even care about that. Another strategy RPG, but it's not a bullet hell. Thank God. This is called Paradise Duality Unbound for the PS5, PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC, coming out next year. In the wake of an apocalypse, lead Earth's remnants to combat extraplanetary threats in a double-sided world of cosmic horror and desperate struggle. Explore unknown territories, evolve your task force, manipulate space and minds ingeniously to reignite hope in this strategic RPG. So it says right here that I don't really understand this that much. It says, your experience revolves around mastering duality manipulation, a unique mechanic that intertwines directly with your role as the leader of Earth's last stand. Starting with tactical missions against extraplanetary threats, this core mechanic is introduced as you command a team navigating the world torn between two realities. Your decisions in these missions serve as your first foray into leveraging the dual nature of the universe. The world is double-sided. Characters act simultaneously on both sides, and you can observe both sides and wield powers to swap space. As you delve deeper into the game, the concept of duality manipulation expands, offering innovative ways to influence the environment and story. So you can see right here how it's like half and half, and you can see the half and half thing in the trailer above as well. So yeah, it looks kind of interesting. I'm sure I'll have to see it in motion, maybe play a demo or something to really get to grasp it. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake launches on October the 24th. So this is coming out digitally for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. Again, October 24th. And it says right here, this is based upon Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 with a power-up kit, complete with both the all officers play and all period scenarios features, as well as a host of new content to deliver the most complete Romance of the Three Kingdoms experience to date. Among the new additions, the number of playable officers have been increased from approximately 600 up to 1,000. That's crazy. With newly added officers and forces, players can discover new events and relationships between officers for an even more authentic experience. The all-period scenarios feature has been updated to offer over 55 scenarios, including fictional ones, making it the largest number of scenarios available in the series' history. From the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty to the final age of the Three Kingdoms period, players can choose any officers which period they like to play, creating numerous possible combinations for an experience unique to each player. If you're a fan of this series, then you definitely want to pick this one up too. And now it's time for a barrage of visual novels. We have a lot of them. 7 of them, to be exact. So if you love visual novels, you're in for a treat. If you hate them, I'm sorry. Stick it out. It is what it is. I'm going to go quick here. If I can pronounce these things. Timirana, the Lucky Princess of the Tragic Knights, is coming to the West in 2025. And then a lot of these are coming on through the Idea Factory store, where a limited edition will be available both in North America and Europe, but we don't know what the content actually is. It just says the content will be announced at a limited date. Purchases for both the standard and limited editions via the website will include an exclusive trading card. So, this one, it says, in this world, one's status and occupation are determined by the month that they were born. About 15 years ago in the Eastern Kingdom of Timirana, the third princess was born, a baby with a birthmark on her forehead. The child was rumored to be a cursed princess and was forced to live in a house far from her family, away from the castle. Boom! Battlefield Waltz for Switch coming west in 2025. Same dealio. It says right here, a girl loses everything all in one day. Her village, and even worse, her father. In their place, she acquires a new power. When she takes up a sword to protect herself and her loved ones, she discovers that it's cursed and holds immense power. Having obtained something that could shake the very foundations of the nation, the girl has no choice but to live on the battlefield, which sucks for her. Despair Drops launches in spring 2025 for the West. This is, again, an Otome visual novel. They're all Otome visual novels, and they all seem to be coming out on the Switch as well. I don't know what that means, but anyway. It says, in the summer of 2028, Mika, studying abroad in the University of Bologna, Italy, visits Rome for a short trip with friends to celebrate the end of exams. However, during that trip, she encounters a murder incident and is subsequently arrested as a suspect. Well, that sucks for her too. Moving on. Virsh Evermore? Epic Lee Chorus? Can't they name these things properly? Launches November 7th in the West. This Otome visual novel has been dated. Return to the island of, God almighty, are, who cares, surrounded by the sea and black flowers of misfortune called Lycoris Noirge, humans are cursed to die by the age of 23. 5 new tales further explore this world, experience the new despair and salvation that awaits Ceres and her suitors. Well, bitch is dead. Utaka no Uchronia? Coming to the West in 2025. Welcome to the renowned and prosperous Utopia, the flying city of Itehare? Our oh, God. This is why, oh my God, how are you supposed to read these visual novels when you can't even read, like, the proper nouns? Good Lord, translate these things. Our protagonist is Hina Giku? A noble lady from a distinguished family who longs for the world beyond the floating city. One day, she just turned 18 years old and encounters an amnesiac man named Yashiro. Their fortuitous meeting becomes the catalyst that drags her into a series of events involving secrets and various truths hidden beneath the surface of this beautiful utopia. I guess it's not a utopia anymore. Okay, this is Mistonia no Kibo, The Lost Delight, coming to the West in 2025. A newly hired maid is about to set foot onto the property. Our heroine, applause! Hey, stupid name, but I can actually pronounce it. Who knew? Having lost everything 8 years prior, she swore to take revenge on those responsible. Under a false identity, she begins her search for the truth as she works at a mansion belonging to a potential target for her vengeance. What secrets will she unearth upon her chance encounters with the distinguished noblemen who protect the kingdom? Whoop-de-doo. 7 Scarlet for Switch, coming west in spring 2025. They're all starring women. 7 games, all women, and they all sound like the same kind of weird... Anyway. Take on the role of a young woman journeying to the remote town of Okunzato to locate her missing brother. Shaped like a crescent moon, this town is shrouded in dark myths and legends. As a protagonist and her childhood friend get to know the cast of eccentric characters at the Furinkan Hotel, they're drawn to the mysterious events taking place in town, encountering heart-racing twists and turns as you dig deeper into the story. Oh, there we go. We got through them. And in our final story of the day, and a pretty good story if I do say so myself, the boss of Team Sonic wants to make a Sonic RPG. Yeah. So this is from Lizuka, Takashi Lizuka. Spoke about his interest in the genre while talking with Good Vibes Gaming. Despite acknowledging that he'd like to make a Sonic RPG happen before he retires, he was quick to point out that no concrete plans are currently in place. He says, "Personally, I really like role-playing games. The RPG game format is a lot of fun, and I've even thought to myself, you know, for the past 30 years, we haven't done a Sonic RPG, and I'm questioning myself, why haven't we done a Sonic RPG in all this time? How have we gotten to 30 years with no RPGs? So I'd like to hopefully work on a Sonic RPG at some point before I retire from Sega. But you know, it's just a dream right now. There are no concrete plans at this point." So, as you can see from the trailer above, they did make Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood back in the day on the DS, but that wasn't made by them, that was made by BioWare instead, and also, that sucked. So, hopefully, they do make a Sonic RPG, and hopefully they make a good Sonic RPG, and I am shocked that they didn't make one back on the Genesis, back whenever they were copying everything that Nintendo did, and Nintendo came out with Super Mario RPG, so it would just make sense for them to make, you know, a Sonic RPG at the same time. So it's really surprising that they never did, but I do hope that if they do create one, that they go in that same vein as something like Super Mario RPG, and they keep it in that general style and, you know, really kind of do it up nicely, and they don't make a craptastic game like Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood. So, that's it for this week's news. I do hope that you all enjoyed it. Let me know what stories you enjoyed the most. Comment on anything that you'd like for me to cover next week, and as always, have a good day.